My gorgeous queen, if you are ready to strut into 2023 moving your hot body through feel-good, empowering Pilates that's not only fun, but also gives you that best self energy and transformation, my Pilates Princess Challenge is for you. I made this challenge super doable. We're talking only 3 Pilates workouts per week. So if you wake up super hungover on January 1st, you can still take the day off, start on January the 2nd, and successfully complete the challenge. To sign up, simply go to sweatystudio.com/pages/challenges and use code HEALTHY at checkout to get your first month free. I cannot wait to become a Pilates princess in 2023 with you. Hello, and welcome to the Healthy But Human podcast. My name is Callie. I'm your podcast host, and I am so excited that you are here today listening. Last week of 2022, like freaking crazy, and this episode is full of so much goodness and hopefully some tips and tricks that will help you stay consistent in your goals, in your fitness routine, wellness routine, whatever your goals are this year. This episode is all about helping you. Okay, we have a special guest on the show today. She decided to invite herself to come on the show. It is my beloved favorite sister ever, Abby Jardine.
I love the sarcasm that I just heard come through so clearly, Callie. Love you too.
You're my only sister and my favorite. My Dance Dance Revolution buddy. Guys, we freaking found Dance Dance Revolution yesterday and played Dance Dance Revolution for like an hour and a half and broke some records from our 12-year-old selves that we'd set, and it was just like so amazing. If you have your Wii, I 10 out of 10 recommend pulling it out of the box and doing Dance Dance as your cardio. Okay.
What? I'm just glad to see that we've come a little bit farther than we were in 2009.
Yeah, I know. We've kind of improved our skills, honestly. All right, we're going to get into our self-check-in. Point of the self-check-in is to just basically ground yourself and become present wherever you are listening to the episode so that you just take the most out of the show. Okay, just wherever you are, take a nice deep inhale through your nose, fill up your lungs with lots of goodness, lots of confidence. Stop. And then exhale through your mouth. Stop it. Side out. Let it go. All right. Hope that was very meditative for you. Now I'm going to ask you, have you drank water in the past 30 minutes? If not, grab your water like me and we're going to chug some water. I have been extremely dehydrated since being up north in this dry winter, so we need to hydrate, okay? 3, 2, 1, chug. Abby's staring at me like, you don't have your water, Abby.
You didn't tell me what school supplies to get.
I know. Well, it's still time to go grab yourself a nice water bottle. Okay. All right. Next up in the self-check-in, ask yourself, have I stood up in the past 60 minutes? If not, stand up with me and Abby right now. Shake out those legs. Get the blood flowing. Do some jumping jacks, Abby. No. Okay, now we're gonna sit back down. I feel like a freaking like school teacher. All right, I'm clearly not like I clearly am terrible at having guests on the show. All right, now we're going.
Guest. It's more like intruder, but
forced herself on the show. Okay, the self-checking is going really well. If you can't tell, guys, now I want you to get a little bit more serious. I'm going to reel it in and ask yourself, what is something that you're proud of that you've accomplished in 2022? Abby, what's one thing you're proud of?
Wait, this is so on the spot. Oh, I got a new job. That was good.
Yeah, she has a really cool job. She works in fashion design in New York City. She's freaking killing it. I think mine is that I launched a full-time Pilates studio. That was crazy. Still doesn't feel real to me. If you haven't already gone and checked it out, Sweaty Studio, shameless plug. Anyways, next up, what is one thing that you love about yourself? Let's compliment ourselves and feel the love. What's one thing you love about yourself, Abby?
Can you go first?
Okay, I love my weird personality. I feel like I'm so like quirky.
Okay. Can I steal your answer? Because we're both kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's mine too.
I think everyone is like low-key weird. I have this theory. I think people try to be normal, but like in reality, whenever you're behind closed doors, like everyone's low-key weird in like the best way. So don't be afraid to be weird this year and like show your true self.
Wow, affirmations right here, Callie.
I am weird. I am weird.
I'm weird. I'm quirky. I'm very strange.
I'm bizarre. Okay, next up, I want you to ask yourself, what is one goal I have for 2023? And think as big as you possibly can think. Abby, do you have any goals you've decided on for 2023?
I want to do some travel, but that's super open-ended.
Where do you want to travel?
I think Italy. Haven't been there.
I've never been to Europe, so that'd be cool. Yeah. I think for me, my goal is I want to learn how to surf. I bought a surfboard off of Facebook Marketplace, and this is like a really embarrassing story. Like when I went to pick it up, this guy, he was like obviously like a surfer dude, and he starts trying to talk surfer to me, and I'm like buying this for my room decoration and I literally was like I'm like grabbing this like professional looking surfboard. I'm like, I don't surf. And it's like not a beginner board. Like you would never want to surf on this board. So that was embarrassing. And then I took it with my friend to go take photos on the beach and pretend to be surfers. And this group of surfer guys called us out for it. And it was just truly so embarrassing. So anyways, my goal is to actually learn how to surf and to no longer be a surf girl poser.
Nice. Love that.
It's a big goal. I'm scared of the water with sharks and currents, so it's perfect for me.
Okay, you can't even say that. You did swimming with sharks in Hawaii.
I did that because I was afraid of sharks. I wanted to just tackle my fear head on. So that was good. Okay, last question before we get into the update is I want you to just ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today to fill my cup? So what is one thing that you can do to just feel like the best version of yourself and give back to you? What's one thing you can do, Abby?
Oh, I'm like fully rest daying. I ran 5 miles yesterday and that was more than enough.
And then she did Dance Dance Revolution, ate corn, and threw up.
Stop it. Cut that out.
No.
Like, please delete that.
No, never. We all have those days.
I'm a real athlete. No, that was a first for me.
I think I've almost thrown up. Oh my gosh, when I used to do like back-to-back routines in skating, I threw up almost like so many times. It was horrible. I've thrown up I've thrown up too much in weird, obscure situations. So there's nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm not ashamed. How many people listen to this?
I don't know. We have a listener in Mongolia. That was cool.
Oh, love that. Hi, listener in Mongolia. I threw up yesterday.
Okay, anyways, moving on. Anyways, I hope you liked that self-check-in. I hope you enjoyed the just reflectiveness of that. I really do challenge you to just take some time and just reflect on the past year. I think yesterday I made a video for just like, it was kind of like beginning of my studio, launching it versus just how it is now. And it was like really, I hadn't really like stopped to like look back at how far I've come and grown with having a full-time studio. So that was just like a really cool activity that I recommend doing, just so you feel like so proud of yourself for how far you've grown in a year. But yeah, anyways, okay, we're gonna get into our life update. So much to chat about. Let's start off with the fact that we're currently filming this in the basement of our house in Pittsburgh. I feel like the Call Her Daddy host, when she used to go home, I remember she always would be like, I'm in my parents' basement right now, like talking about all this stuff. But I swear, like every single person in the house can hear like every single conversation that ever happens. And genuinely, I get so cramped, like so shy recording things that I feel like extremely awkward.
Well, I mean, our parents listen to all your podcasts, so what's the difference if they're hearing it live?
No, I know. And like, it's weird, but I think when I record stuff live, I get like weird, but online, I don't know. I kind of like pretend and just block out that they actually listen to my podcast because it makes me feel so uncomfortable. Anyways, also update my plane. I'm flying home. I was supposed to fly home on the 20th. Did you know this? Yeah. I was supposed to fly home on the 29th and my plane got canceled. So I was looking, I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to get a flight back on the 29th, and my boyfriend was going to pick me up on the way back. He was like driving back from his family's holiday moment in Texas and was gonna pick me up, and then my plane got freaking canceled, and I was like trying to rebook it, and there were no flights under I think like $1,000 into Orlando. And anyways, that was like insane. I ended up getting a flight like on the 31st, so fingers crossed that does not get canceled, because that would suck. But I can't believe you're leaving me. You should stay longer in Pittsburgh until the 31st.
My plane didn't get canceled, so I'll be on it. Sorry.
Okay.
With you in spirit.
I'm glad I'm not flying Spirit. Oh my gosh. I'm going to LA in a few weeks for a Pilates event that I'm teaching at, and I was like looking at flights from Florida to LA, and it was like 5 hours, and there was like Spirit Airlines, and the trip, it looked like it was gonna be like 16-hour long trip on freaking Spirit.
Maybe if you brought like those desk chair cushions.
Oh my gosh, my trucker chair, a trucker cushion I got for my road trip.
Oh, perfect. You're ready.
I'm all set. I'm all set. Okay.
Ready for 16 hours on Spirit.
What else is new? I'm wearing middle school lip gloss right now. That's new. I have
How many strains of bacteria are in that?
Oh my gosh, I'm probably like getting middle school illness right now. I literally have like the most chapped lips ever, and I found this lip gloss, and it was like kind of a lip balm with flower infusedness in it, and I was like, okay, this is like kind of cute. I'm gonna try it out. What?
I have like a little mini Aquaphor thing. It's like way better.
I would love to take that, because I've been using middle school makeup and I feel disgusting.
I love that we're talking about our grimy old cosmetics in this moment.
We're keeping it healthy but human.
I don't think I'd say it's healthy.
It's not healthy, but it is human. Okay, anyways, do you have any more updates from things we've done on this trip? Exciting things that have happened.
What did we do? We had a little car ride where we listened to some like
trashy rap music.
Yeah, some old hits.
I feel like whenever I go to Pittsburgh, it's like so dreary out. I just listen to like super like ghetto rap music, and it's just like the vibe here.
The vibe.
It's like Chill Bill and
Suicide Boys.
Oh, I used to listen to like Suicide Boys and like Pooya and stuff. Anyways, we've like, and then in Florida I listen to like goth babe, like that's like indie rock music, or like really upbeat music. But anyways, I feel like this intro is extremely long, so I don't know. I don't I don't really talk about my life for like that long. But okay.
We've covered the highlights. Crusty old makeup, old rap music. What else?
Oh my gosh. We were like house locked for like 2 days because it snowed so much here, and it was like extremely icy. And that was oh my gosh, it got to be negative 27 degrees outside. That was exciting.
Yikes.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the update. I hope you enjoyed. I'm currently like grinding my butt off trying to launch our January Pilates challenge. So that's going to be coming to you in just a few days. We're doing a New Year's challenge. It's going to start on January 2nd, and it's going to be the Pilates Princess challenge. It's like the aesthetic of it is so cute, you guys. I made it kind of like pink glitter party vibes. So I'm really thrilled for you guys to see that. I will link it in the show notes when it launches. Honestly, I might link it in the show notes early so you guys can get a head start and join now. We'll see. I have to decide on that. But that's going to be really fun. It's going to be 3 workouts per week just to make it really doable, and just, I don't know. I think like 3 is like a great amount to start with for like exercise, because you can get 3 workouts in within 7 days. So I'm making it doable, baby steps. It's going to be divided by different levels. So no matter where you are in your fitness journey, if you're new to Pilates, you're a Pilates just master, this challenge is gonna be for you. So anyways, that's been in the works. A lot of stuff going on with that. But let's get into today's episode, you guys. I'm so excited because we're talking all about consistency. I asked you a question the other day. I like emailed like all of you guys, and I was like, what are 2 things you're struggling with right now in your journey? And I swear, I think like it was like over 50% of you said consistency, like like the exact same thing. It was like consistency and motivation, and then consistency and body image, and then everyone else's response was like a different way of phrasing consistency and motivation, which was really amazing. Just like that everyone is like kind of in the same place in their journey. And I think not amazing that we're all struggling with that, but like I think it's cool to see that like a whole community of people. Like, you're not alone if you're feeling like you're struggling to stay consistent in your routine. So I've been there so many times, and I want to like tackle just like how to actually be consistent this year, and just how to actually make your goals happen and just not fall off of your goals and do it for you. Anyways, okay, so let's just start off by talking about like consistency versus motivation. Abby, what do you think is the difference between consistency versus motivation?
Okay, when we were coming down here, she said that she felt like she was a teacher, and that was just delivered in such a what even grade? Like grade.
I don't even know how to have guests on this podcast anymore. I
don't know how to be a guest. I'm not even a guest. I'm an intruder.
You're an intruder. Okay, talk to me about motivation.
I mean, you know, I'm like no good at like motivation with like workouts. I feel like in the past like week and a half.
Yeah, that's like a long time.
Oh, I had someone like not allow me to late cancel my class a couple times, and that was kind of a good kickstart.
Okay, so that's a great example of how to stay consistent. Let's like start off by just talking about like the difference between the two, because I think a lot of people, and myself included, have had goals, and I'm like mega motivated the first few weeks, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is so exciting, I'm gonna like do this and this, and have like a 20-step routine to like make this goal my reality. And then after just like a couple days, I get too busy or something happens and I stop entirely, and the motivation just completely goes away. Today was an example of that, actually. I woke up feeling like just not in the mood to exercise, and I've been trying to hold myself accountable to do Pilates and finish our holiday hustle challenge strong. And I was like, this is an example of when I don't have motivation, so I'm going to fall back onto my consistency and show up anyways for myself. So consistency is basically, it's not correlated to motivation. So consistency is like making a promise to yourself to be disciplined even on those days when you're just like not in the mood to do something, because you know it's what your body needs or your mind needs. So that's like a really great way of like kind of rethinking it, is instead of, because like motivation runs out. It isn't this like massive fuel source. It goes away quickly. Where consistency, when you have a habit that lasts for several weeks, it becomes really ingrained in your life, and it's a lot easier to stay consistent during those periods of life when things become chaotic and you feel like you don't have a ton of time to do a million things at once. And I think a great example of this is brushing your teeth. Something as simple as brushing your teeth. I mean, it's a consistent habit that we all have, and we've been doing.
We hope we all have.
We hope we all have this habit of brushing our teeth at least once. I feel like a freaking dentist now. I'm like, brush your teeth, kids.
And don't forget to floss.
I don't floss.
Oh, I've started flossing.
You know, I learned that flossing actually can make you happier.
I thought you were about to say something like, I learned flossing isn't necessary. And I was about to be like, girl.
I haven't been to the dentist in so long. I'm not a good example.
Like, did you read your Lululemon bag?
Wait, what? Does it say that?
I don't remember. They all had like floss on there every single time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Someone else will get it.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about, but I think that's like a great example of, it's a habit that we literally do every single day. And I'm not saying like working out every single day is healthy for you. I think rest days are so important, but it is really important to make sure that like a goal you have or a habit, like it takes time to build it, and eventually it'll become second nature to you, and it won't be like this whole thing that you have to decide every single day if you're going to do it or not, because you're like, I'm sticking to this for X amount of time no matter what, and it becomes a thing. Do you have any tips on that?
I mean, I feel like I just kind of know like how many days I can skip before I kind of lose the habit of it, and just making sure it never gets to that point.
I think for me, I was doing like, when I moved to Florida, I was like, I'm going to have this consistent 6 a.m. morning routine. And I noticed that all it took was like one day of not waking up with my alarm, that snoozing my alarm became a whole habit again for me. So it's really important, like at the beginning stages, if you are serious about having something become a habit in your life, like pushing through it no matter what. That was an extreme. Going from like 9 a.m. to 6 a.m. just like doesn't work. You have to ease into it, is what I learned.
Yeah, I could never.
Okay. I think like another little tip I have for consistency is just kind of going back to like thinking about like your why for doing something. one of my favorite books that really sparked this idea in my mind was Simon Sinek's Start With Why. I actually did not read all of it, but the first few chapters were enough to like get me thinking. I like love the first few chapters. It actually changed my life. Really? Yeah, then the rest of it got really repetitive. You just need the first few chapters, you guys, okay? Okay, I should.
Callie can't endorse the end, but the first few.
I cannot endorse the end of the book, but the first few chapters, so good, Simon, so good. But seriously though, I think what really helped me was reframing the narrative in my mind. So like anytime I'm doing something and I don't know, I think it's good to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And figure out your intention for the activity. And I think a lot of times, like, especially, we'll just use fitness as an example because I feel like a lot of people start their fitness journey around New Year's. So we're just going to talk about that. But this applies to like anything in life. Like fitness, like, okay, I can say I want to do this workout because I just want to feel really strong. I want to have better mental health. But deep down, maybe my intention is more, I want to look like that girl I saw on Instagram. And it's really important to get real with yourself and be like, okay, what is my true why for doing this? Like, I've personally found that when my why was to look like somebody else, that motivation fuel tank drained so quickly and then led me to just getting frustrated because I wasn't seeing immediate results and eventually just quitting and moving on to the next fad diet or crazy intense workout routine. But I think it's important to like get in check with your whys, like making sure those whys are sustainable and they are gonna be like, they're gonna last. They're not just gonna be something that goes away if you don't see immediate gratification, I guess is the word. You just freeze up. Did you have something to say?
I think I'm supposed to, but I don't know what. I mean, I feel like, okay, you're gonna totally cut this out, but I don't think it's like so bad to like wanting to look like a better version of yourself. I don't feel like is a bad goal. It's more like when you're comparing yourself to like people externally.
Oh my gosh, no, I would not cut that out. Like, I think there's also this weird, like, okay, I've noticed there's a weird line with the fitness world. Like, a lot of people are like super hesitant to talk about weight loss and like wanting to change how you look. And I've actually been really hesitant to talk about that myself because like I know it can be triggering for some people. But at the same time, it's like there's nothing wrong with wanting to like be, I guess, like a better version of yourself or like change how you look because it's going to make you feel more confident or like whatever it is. But I think it's like when you are super focused on like looking like somebody else, that's when it gets like really just like kind of toxic, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like body image just is like a big part of mental health, especially for like women, no matter what. Yeah. So it's like if you can do something that's like positive and healthy, like all around, that does aid in feeling more confident about yourself, I feel like that's a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, the times in my life when I have like seen abs or looked at my butt and be like, oh my gosh, my butt looks good. Like, I felt like really like confident and like good. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, that was the worst thing in my entire life. Like, no, that was like really like amazing and healthy for me. But it is really important to make sure like you do have good intentions for wanting to do that. Because I personally have had so many moments in my life where I would do workouts and eat certain ways because I wanted to look like the girls on Instagram or TikTok, and it just ended up being really like toxic. And I would start to like be mean to myself if I saw a roll when I did a crunch, or I'd like pick apart my body anytime I looked at myself in the mirror and then got sad. Like there's like a difference for sure.
I think just something about like working out feels like you're putting effort into it, like almost like if you just did like your makeup or something, you feel like better about how you look just because like you spent time and effort on it. I don't know. Is that toxic?
No, I don't think so. I think it's like doing what's best for your body. Like I like kind of realized that the other day. I was like going on a walk on Christmas, and I was like, other years I would have been going on a walk on Christmas because I wanted to like burn calories that I ate earlier or whatever because I had a toxic relationship with food. And this year I was like, I'm literally on this walk because I need to get out of my house and have some space by myself. And then also, like, I just need this. Like, my body needs this. My mind needs this. Like, I feel super good. And, like, I feel like I'm taking care of myself by doing this. And I think there's, like, no harm in, like, taking care of yourself at all. It's, like, really important to take care of yourself.
Like, let's all be slobs 2023.
Yeah. It actually is interesting, though, how, like, on social media, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but there's so much, like, a lot of the content that's, like, showing people kind of, like, going through it or, like, not taking care of themselves. Like, I saw this, like, whole video on this, like, kind of, like, dissecting this weird trend where, like, people, like, show themselves kind of, like, going through it or crying or, like, not being able to, like, get out of bed, and it becomes, like, a thing where that influencer sees that content does well, and so they get in a weird cycle with it where, like, they keep posting more of that stuff and more of that stuff. And that's, like, totally random side note, but I've noticed, like, that's really interesting, like, a weird trend.
When I was in high school, there was this, like, weird thing, like, a few of the girls in my grade did, where they would, like, go for a month or something without wearing any makeup. As I don't know exactly what the full motivation behind it was, but I just don't think, like, you should have to feel bad about, like, doing something that makes you feel pretty.
Yeah, totally. Like,
did you know anyone who did that?
Maybe, yes. I think there was, like, a month where some people did. I don't know, but, like, yeah, I think, like, sometimes that, I don't know, I think it's, like, end of the day, like, do whatever makes you feel the best. Like, if it is wearing makeup or it's dressing in cute clothes, like, or maybe it is literally just, like, wearing lounge clothes all day and putting your hair in a messy bun. Like, whatever it is that makes you feel good, like, you should do that and feel no guilt for it.
Hi, welcome to your neighborhood pharmacy.
Hi, I've got a prescription for diabetes test strips. How much is the copay?
Well, it depends on your type of commercial insurance, and factoring in your yearly spend, subtracting the deductibles, also depending on your monthly allowance.
Why can't there be a better option?
Or you could try Contour Next test strips. A 35 count's only $19.99 over the counter and proven to be highly accurate. Go to contournext.com/radio to see if over-the-counter strips are a more affordable option for you.
I think I'll try Contour Next.
I feel like there's just sometimes, like, guilt around, like putting effort into yourself and, like, your appearance, and it's not, like, vain. It's just like positive. Oh, I totally lost my words.
Yeah, I know what that means.
You know, it adds for,
yeah, it's good for you. It's good for you, for sure. So anyways, I think that, like, I asked before I recorded this what you guys want me to talk about today, and a lot of you were, like, talking about, like, New Year's goals. So I was like, okay, perfect. Like, easy peasy, like, let's chat about it. But I think something that someone did specifically say was talk about the Pilates Princess trend. And I know a lot of you guys listening, like, do Pilates or you're into, like, health and wellness, and you probably have seen this on TikTok, but it's this, like, whole trend and, like, whole aesthetic where basically, like, these girls, like, look, like, really like, who film it. It's kind of similar to, like, the That Girl trends a little bit, where, like, these girls, like, all dressed in almost, like, pastel, like, kind of ballet clothes vibes, and have, like, cute pink, like, workout equipment and, like, aesthetic looking, like, morning routines and all of that stuff. And I think I was going at where was I doing this? Oh, I, like, lost my train of thought. I was like, what am I talking about? No, but I was gonna say the basement's getting to us. What I was going to say, though, this is really important about this trend and trends in general. I think a lot of the times, like, people try to change their entire lifestyle to, like, fit with what other people are doing. But what I view the Princess Pilates, whatever you call it, trend, it's, like, I think it's, like, one, literally so cute because I, like, love the color pink and I love Pilates, obviously. But it's really important to, like, make sure that you stay true to yourself and continue to do things in your life that truly do make you feel like yourself and not like you're trying to be somebody else. So whether or not you are trying to be a Pilates princess, like, make that term define, like, be your own definition of it. Like, don't put yourself in this mold that doesn't feel like you. And Pilates princess, like, literally just, like, be yourself, and maybe that's just, like, starting to do Pilates, whatever it is, like, make it work for your life. And I think that's, like, literally so important with any trends you see on social media or any influencer you see or anyone you see in general. Like, if you like their vibe, like, oh my gosh, obviously, like, do, like vibes are cool. Like, I, like, pick up all these different things from social media and add it to my life, but make sure you do stay true to yourself and don't try to change yourself just to look like somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it can just be the kind of thing where it's like having the whole experience be aesthetic could be its own kind of motivation. Like, I like things to be pretty, and that makes me want to do them more. Like, I like going to a pretty like yoga studio or something. It feels just like an extension of that.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Like, I love aesthetic stuff. I think it is just important though to remember, like, you don't have to, your life doesn't have to look identical to somebody else's in order to be an amazing, incredible version of yourself or version of your life. So I just want to just throw that reminder out there for you guys. Continue to stay true to yourself because you're amazing.
Yeah, that feels like if it's motivating for you, go for it.
Yeah, literally. I add habits all the time that I see on social media to my life. I'm like, oh, that's a really cute, like, coffee cup. That's not a habit. That's an item. I add cute items to my life all the time. I love to shop.
Yeah, I mean, I think like just pick and choose, curate your life.
Yeah, and don't feel like just because someone's popular online, your entire life has to picture like mimic theirs, because that's not good. It's not good.
I don't wear pink.
Yeah, I do. I was like, I don't wear pink either. Yeah, I love pink. My entire aesthetic is essentially pink. Guys, fun fact about me is in college, I had all of my shoes were the same shade of nude pink. It was kind of weird, honestly, but like all my shoes were the same color.
Wait, have you seen, it's like, usually it's like an elderly person, but they're like super into a color and their entire wardrobe head to toe is that color and their entire house is that color and their entire life is like I saw a green one recently.
What?
Yeah, I feel like when you're 80, you should just commit to pink and fully do it like head to toe. Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because I posted this collage the other day. I like randomly made a collage. I was like feeling like artsy, and it was like all like pink, blue, and yellow. And my friend Carolina, she responded. She was like, "Dude, that's like your color palette." And I realized like everything in my life was like those colors, like all my pictures, like everything. It's so funny how colors work and how we like are obsessed with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're like a visual person, it is impactful to like have everything look nice for yourself.
Yeah, totally, bro. I was gonna say something and I like totally forgot what I was gonna say.
What, bro?
What dude? Sup, dude? Sup, bro? I'm delirious right now. Okay, let's pull up some questions. I screenshotted like a couple.
Oh my gosh.
I think there was like only like 4 people when I screenshotted this. Okay.
Can I give fully uneducated answers?
Yes. Okay. Friendship advice. Go. Boom. You have a good friend group. You have good friend advice.
I do like my friend group. I think it's like one thing that's key is like people go through things and don't take it personally if your friends are being like weird for a little phase, because it's 99% of the time not you, and that's something I had to learn.
How did you make a friend group? I need this advice myself.
I have a friend who's really good at making friend groups, and I just sort of went along for the ride.
Yeah, I've heard it's important to make a friend who's connected, and then you can meet their friends, and then before you know it, like, you have a bunch of different friends.
Like, some people are such good connectors, and it's literally like, I so much wish I had that quality. It's like the best thing ever, and when you find those people, keep them.
Those people are the best.
Yeah.
Like, I have a friend like that I recently hung out with in Florida, and she introduced me to someone else, and then that person was also a connector, and I'm just like, I aspire to be this person, because like I feel like it's kind of selfish if you don't share your friends with like people you meet and like try to like bring them in the group and not exclude them. Like, I don't know, it's really helpful and made me feel really welcome and loved.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to have like several different like friend groups or whatever, but it is like a really good feeling when you kind of bring people together and they click as well.
Yeah, I had a friend group in high school, and it was like very dramatic, I felt like, but that's also just high school in general. But like, I've always had just kind of a bunch of individual friends who don't really know each other, but I'm aspiring to make a friend group. So
yeah, you'll get there.
I hope. I'm like craving that, some community. But I did recently learn some great advice for anyone who's kind of like always feeling like whenever something goes wrong, they want to pick up and leave, because that's kind of how I operate. It's really important to stay in one place and have a community when you go through things, because like, I don't know, it's important to have friends who you go through stuff with, not just have the happy highlight moments, but having community around you through it all is like really important, and I'm aspiring to do that and build that.
Yeah. My friend Dasha, she did this thing one time when we were having like a little group dinner. It was 4 of us, I think. And she came to the dinner and she was like, guys, I realized like I don't know a lot of like basic information about you guys. Like my friend group, we don't talk a ton about like work and stuff like that. So it was like just kind of like biographical information, I guess. But we spent the dinner doing like, we'd put a timer on the phone for like 2 or 3 minutes, and each person would take a turn, and like the other 3 people would just ask like whatever questions about them, and I feel like we got to know each other a lot better, and it was fun.
That's so cute. I love that.
It was really nice. I would totally do it again.
That's so fun. Another fun activity to get to know someone is purchasing the game Who Knew.
We've had this since we were like 6.
It's honestly such a good game though. I mean, I learned that your boyfriend likes bagpipes.
I also learned that my boyfriend likes bagpipes through this game.
That was amazing. Anyways, that's a really good game. It's fun. Who knew? I don't know how to spell it.
WHOONU. But I actually learned recently that they don't make it anymore. So you have to like buy it on eBay or something.
Like Dynamite Shack.
Oh my gosh, that's another wild one.
It's a vintage game that we found at an estate sale. It's basically where you like put a piece of plastic dynamite into a vibrating shack, and whoever can put the most pieces of dynamite in the shack at once,
Just Google it.
the shack explodes. Trust me, it's really fun.
Very chaotic. You have to wear like large plastic thumbs. This is gonna be so impossible to envision.
It doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense.
It genuinely makes no sense at all. I feel like the people that made that game were like super high or something. Like, what would inspire giant thumbs with dynamite?
I have no idea.
Anyways, okay, moving along. I am terrified of moving out and starting my new life in a new state this year. Any advice?
I moved to a new state and didn't know anyone, and it was the best thing ever.
It's kind of scary at first. Like, I feel like the first week of it, it's like rainbows and sunshine, and then it kind of hits you. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know anybody. But seriously, it is like the best opportunity ever to just start fresh and just, I don't know, just like be yourself and like don't worry about what anyone else thinks.
I think like you just have to. Is someone coming down?
I don't know. Okay, we had a brief interruption, but we're back.
Okay, well, my advice was, so like whenever you move somewhere it's like completely new, I think just like managing your expectations that there's gonna be a lot of points where it totally sucks in like the first 6 months probably. Like don't give up on it just because like it'll be rough at points when you're still acclimating.
I also have the piece of advice to genuinely get out of your comfort zone with the social scene. Like, reach out to people on Instagram who live in your area and look cool. Like, so many girls do that. I have so many friends through Instagram, and like, yes, I know I work on social media, but also like I have a lot of friends that have met people who aren't like content creators or have online businesses. So definitely like look up just your area and see if there's any cute, cool looking people who've posted any cute photos and reach out to them.
I haven't ever done that, but I love that idea. And I think basically like if you have anxiety about it, if someone cute and cool reached out to you and was like, hey, let's grab coffee, you'd probably be psyched. So someone else is going to respond the same way.
And if they are not psyched, they're clearly not a good friend.
And also they're an internet stranger, so who cares?
Yes, literally, who freaking cares about what user 529706?
Maybe don't reach out to this person. Reach out to someone with an actual name.
Yes, great advice, Abby. Okay, so we have some more responses since we last checked.
More like, disclaimer, we're not taking responsibility if anyone gets kidnapped.
Thank you for preventing a lawsuit. Okay, anyways, we got a lot more responses since I last checked. So here's some more questions we want to answer. Dealing with difficult people.
Oh, I don't know.
I can talk about this. Wait,
am I the difficult person that you're going to talk about?
I could talk about you. I wrote about you in my diary, Abby.
I wrote about you in mine, so.
Okay, anyways, I think I had a really, really like mean boss one time, and she was like extremely like toxic. Like, it was bad. And I think like I worked with her so closely that every single day I just felt like insane anxiety working with her, because I knew she was just so like up and down. But I think that the best piece of advice is just realizing that anytime someone responds to you in a mean way or isn't kind to you or is really difficult, like half the time they're just projecting onto you about something else going on in their life. And also just like being patient with people and listening to what they have to say and like just giving them space to just talk. And you don't have to agree with them, but just genuinely being like patient with people it goes a long way.
Yeah, I think just putting boundaries where you can and minimizing their involvement in your life.
Oh, totally. I think boundaries are so key.
What's next?
Okay, let's see. Seasonal depression.
Don't live somewhere that's cold.
I genuinely moved out of New York to Florida.
I didn't even make it to like the winter though.
No, it got like 40 degrees and I was like, I'm out. I can't.
I mean, okay, this is like the real answer, like, because I totally get it. It's like making sure that you aren't totally hibernating and you're still going and being social and doing the things that you would do if it was nice weather, because it's like an easy excuse to like stay at home and stay by yourself and let you're really coming up close with that mic. Whatever. You get the point.
Okay, next up we have setting goals, vision boards, all of that let's talk about vision boards. I love vision boards.
Wait, I've never done a vision board.
We should make a vision board tomorrow. Would you want to?
Maybe.
I had one I made in college where basically I like went on Pinterest and just saved a bunch of pins that felt like inspirational to me. So like an example was I saved a dog pin because I wanted to get a dog. And I also saved some pins with like travel and just some inspirational quotes about things like healthy habits, all this stuff. And then I printed them out and just made a really cute little collage, framed it and put it on my desk. And it was really just motivational and it was really cool last year looking back on that and being like, whoa, every single one of these things happened in my life except for going to Europe. But that was really, really cool. And I 10 out of 10 recommend it because it's like you just see how far you grow during the year.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot less deep and meaningful, but I do a Pinterest board like every season, like fall, spring, winter, summer, and I just do like fashion and style and vibes and aesthetics, and like I can go back like 3 or 4 years ago and see what I was into then, and it's fun to see like how your style evolves on a very shallow version.
I love that. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even like introduce the fact. No, I did say you worked in fashion design. Okay, well, this actually goes perfectly into the next thing. Finding what you're supposed to do in life, career. Do you have any advice for like, because you changed majors so many times in college. She started out as like a freaking industrial engineer and turned into a fashion designer. So tell us your advice.
I guess it was really helpful to like do internships so that I could find out quickly that I didn't like that and I wanted to be doing something else. But the people who were doing like finance stuff with me, they were like in their free time wanting to read about it and like subscribing to like Wall Street Journal and like actually into all that stuff, and I kind of just did it as necessary versus where I spent my time like an interest was more in fashion stuff, and I'd been taking those classes as electives anyways, so it was kind of like hard to change over just because like career wise that's a really different look. But it definitely was for the best. I'm so much happier than I would have been doing something that wasn't a good fit. And I think like for me, I was like really strong in like kind of that area, but like personally, I need a lot more like creativity in my career. And it was like, I feel like you're kind of pushed to go into like STEM or like finance or like stuff like that when you have those strengths, but it's like okay if your strengths are elsewhere to like choose which one you actually prefer. That's really niche, but you know.
No, I mean, I started off in the business school. I mean, to be honest, I didn't really change majors. Like what I do is essentially what I majored in. I started off in entrepreneurship and realized really fast that you don't have to major to do that.
Wait,
but
I have the funniest photo of you at the rec here in like a I'm a business student t-shirt. Yeah, I have.
Oh my gosh, I kind of did think I was like the shit for being in business. I was like, I'm in business school.
Do you know, wait, what year would this have been? When did you start college?
2017. Yeah. So I started off in entrepreneurship and realized really fast because like, okay, basically like they were making me take all these different classes that were very like technical classes, like all these like coding classes and just like finance and accounting and all that stuff. And I realized like this is not my thing. I'd much rather do more creative stuff as well. So I transferred to the comm school, ended up doing public relations, which like the actual major at my college, I went to University of Miami. It was just like so much more hands-on learning, less just like memorization stuff. And I ended up working in PR after college for like 6 months. but I was building my business on the side like the entire time, and then realized like while I was building that's my like my passion. Like my passion is being an entrepreneur and like changing the world and spreading love every day and like teaching you guys Pilates. So that was it. Just all comes with like trial and error. I swear, you just have to like, you can't like, money obviously does make a difference. Like it's good to like make money obviously, but I think what I realized is money just does like, it's not worth like hating your life for $100,000. Like I swear the therapy and all of that, like all the medication, everything you're gonna have to take from like all of that, just like depression, whatever, it's just not worth it. Like I was making like $40,000 out of school, and honestly, like at the time I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much money, because I was like not making that much money obviously before I graduated. But I realized like it's just not worth it. It's not worth being like miserable at what I'm doing. And I quit my job having no idea how much money I would make with my business, and my business didn't immediately like give me like a shit ton of money. Like it took time to grow it, but overall it was just like so much more worth it, like not doing something just for the money to say. That's my career advice. Did you find the picture?
No, I'm still looking. It's so good though.
Okay, I'm gonna answer one more question before we go. It's so funny. I was gonna record this episode and make it like 15 minutes, and of course we chat for 45. That always happens, but I love recording podcasts and talking to you guys, so I'm not mad about it. Okay, the last question is how to grow closer to God. And I think for me personally, like I've talked about this before, but I grew up in like a really like Southern Christian culture, and basically in college just completely like fell out of it. I don't know, it wasn't my vibe, and I kind of got the ick with the church. And then after like 4 years I started dabbling with like spirituality, and that led me, and like I never stopped believing that there was a God, but I just like didn't really know what I like totally believed, I guess. So then I started just like, I was really into like meditation and like visualization and like all like the universe stuff and all that stuff. And basically though, like that led me, in the weirdest way, it led me back into praying to God. And it wasn't about the church for me. It was literally about just like my relationship with God. And I was like, hey God, like, are you there? And I just started having like really cool things happen in my life just from just like starting to like talk to God again. And it felt weird at first, but having like a casual conversation and with God, it's like a great place to start. And also there's a devotional that really helped me a lot with getting back into it, and it's called Live on Purpose by Sadie Robertson, and it's all about like navigating anxiety and fear, and it was just like really a great place to start. So I think making it all about your one-on-one relationship with God is like the best place to start, especially if you had a toxic relationship or toxic experience with the church in the past. So yeah, I hope that helps. But I think we're gonna end the episode. Abby still hasn't found the photo of the business shirt school, unfortunately.
If I find it, can you put it on your story just for the people?
For the people, of course. I'll share the business shirt on my Instagram story at I'm Sweaty and I Know It if you want to go check it out. But anyways, I hope you loved today's what?
I'm looking at photos that like the iPhone is tagged as you, and this really ugly picture of me. It thinks it's
6 hours of interviews. You think that's me?
It thinks that's you.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Abby. Or thanks, iPhone.
Oh, here's you as a turkey.
Oh my gosh. You do. I do too. Okay, well, I think we're going to conclude the episode. But as always, if you ever have any questions or want to just chat about like anything at all with life, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at I'm Sweaty and I Know It. I genuinely like love chatting with you guys. It's part like the highlight of my week. And yeah, you guys are like super cool. And I hope that this episode helps you reach your goals in 2023. I'm with you. I'm here. I'm also like gonna be right there with you, goal setting and trying to make my goals happen. So we're in this together. Also, don't forget to join my I can't even say the name of my own challenge, Pilates Princess Challenge. It starts on January the 2nd, but you can sign up and access it earlier than that. I literally just made it start on the 2nd because my assumption is that most of you guys are gonna be like hungover AF on the 1st. Guys, if we're getting real here, last year my New Year's was like horrifying. I literally spent my New Year's over the toilet, like throwing up in front of my brand new boyfriend. He had never experienced me in such a state of mind. He had to revive me with peppermint oil underneath my nose as I was hunched over the toilet. Then, you guys, I'm like sobbing at this point. I get into the bathtub. I'm like literally, sorry parents if you're listening to this, I'm sure they are, fully naked in the bathtub with like hot water like streaming down on me. I'm just like I'm literally like so like just unwell, and my boyfriend was like sitting on the toilet with like a box of pizza just like eating it, and that's the moment we like really bonded. We were like, I was like trying so hard to like impress him and like look perfect all the time, and in that moment I was just like literally like an absolute shit show. So we've come a long way, and I launched my studio that same night. I remember so distinctly pressing launch or like opening it as I'm like throwing back like freaking peppermint schnapps, I don't even know. And then next morning I woke up and I was like on my Gmail, and I was like scrolling through all the signups, like jaw open. I'm like, what? And I like was also like throwing up the entire morning as I was simultaneously trying to launch studio. Anyways, your girl's come a long way.
This is a very honest story.
I keep it honest on here. I feel like it's relatable. I literally was like a disaster on January 1st. And if you're a disaster on January 1st, like I was last year, don't let that hold you back. Okay. Start the challenge on January 2nd, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going to like be going through it. I personally don't drink anymore because I realized my body like cannot handle alcohol at all. That's like the whole point of the story. I was like dying from barely any alcohol, but I probably won't be hungover this year, but I'll probably be exhausted because I'm traveling the day before. But anyways, don't feel bad if you start your goals on the second. Did you find it? Yes. Oh, I was trying so hard to look cool in that photo. I have like a literal like side bang.
I'm in Miami business.
Yeah, she is. She's in Miami business school. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that story, that real honest moment. But I will talk to you guys next week, or I'll talk to you guys next year in 2023. Have the best New Year's ever. I love you guys so much. Tag me in your stories listening, and don't forget to leave a nice review if you love the podcast. It means a lot. And say bye to Abby. Thanks for forcing yourself to come on the show.
We love an uninvited guest.
Honestly, I didn't even know what to like talk about this week. So we're recording the podcast like 9 p.m. before it launches at midnight. So we're doing good, but that was fun. All right.
I don't want to hear anyone's responses regarding me, period.
I'm sure the guests love you. Or the listeners love you.
It'll give me too much anxiety.
Don't worry about it.
No one from Mongolia needs to tell you what they think of me.
Everyone loves Abby. We love Abby. Okay, have the best day. Stay sweaty, keep shining, and be amazing, and you're the best ever. Bye.